Late Barrage checking in. We about to do another one today. The car that I told the other night for my nephew, I'm gonna go out there today and put the computer on it. Got that with me. We're gonna see what codes we can pull up. Really don't know why it's not running. He said his oil gauge started fluctuating, moving around, and then it shut off. But from what I looked up in the research I did, the oil sending unit doesn't really make the car cut off. It just gives you a reading of what's going on. So hopefully he doesn't have bigger issues. And then also we're gonna take the queso 4K. I'm gonna put it on the back of the truck, seeing that it's daylight, and let's just let it go for that ride again. See if we can get some good footage in the dually, just cruising. Throw that out there and then see what he got going on. Cause I'm thinking he might have to go back to the dealership with this one. I don't know. It's, man, one of them Chevy Traverses and Equinoxes, and those are some different cars when it come down to the problem. But I'm gonna get y'all tuned in when we get on the road and get this queso hooked up. I need to get it on the back of the truck now. That's actually what I'm about to do. I'm gonna get y'all tuned in shortly. We out. Diesel 8. Once again, we made it to the scene of the crime. 2011 Chevy Equinox. We're gonna pull up the code on it. Just gave us a nice little list. Intake camshaft position, knock sensor module performance, knock sensor circuit, knock sensor performance, AC condition refrigerant, control module. Now it's a matter of figuring out which one is not letting it start, but turn y'all back in when we get to researching. After running the code, still couldn't get it to start. So I'm gonna try to pull these plugs, clean them up, put it back in there. Definitely firing, but some type of issue going on. Hopefully it didn't jump time. Check y'all back in after we get these things cleaned. We back at you live. We got these plugs pulled, and I explained to nephew, if I was this plug, I wouldn't start. I would have left you on the side of the road too. That's just my personal opinion. I'd have left him sitting right there where he was sitting. But what we're gonna try to do now is get a all he got is an SOS pad. I came out here dry, but clean these off, wipe them down, and try to stick it in there, see if we get a different result before we get to spending money. But I would have definitely left him on the side of the road had this been me. Like, man, look, man, I can't even, man. I need 4 HDMI 4K with it, man, to show y'all what he was riding on. And he said the dealership tuned this up. And then I asked him, I said, how much did he pay? He told me it was free. It was free. So that's what free gets you. Looked like fire was jumping all across that plug. I'm gonna get y'all tuned back in when we get these cleaned off, go back in there and go for a start and see what happened. It's definitely gonna do something different, I can tell you that for sure. But Diesel 8 gonna be checking back in here soon. Well, clean them spark plugs, put them back in. No start. We'll hit the auto parts store, try to get some fresh plugs, put in there, see what happened. And he said he heard something like a quarter or something bouncing around in there, so hopefully it didn't jump time or something catastrophically went wrong in that motor. But tune you back in when we get back and get the spark plugs in it. Diesel Ape, we have made it to the auto parts store. Looking at a bunch of high price stuff that can definitely be found on Amazon, but not knocking out Amazon. I'm hoping for nephew everything goes good. We get these plugs and get back, and he don't have to go to the dealership and have anything done, because I definitely talked to him. And one thing I've learned, when you talk to somebody that have a car issue a little bit longer, they start exposing what they heard and felt. And if that had been explained early on, it would have solved a lot of problems early on. But after the fact, he said he heard quarters bouncing around. Quarters bouncing around. It's not a good sound to hear before your motor cuts off. So, with that being said, I asked him if he wants to get the spark plug still. Me personally, I wouldn't. I'd figure out what's really going on before I get to spending any inkling of $1. So, I'm going to let him spend what he spend. We're going to get back and see if it does something different. In the event that it don't, look like we're going to be blogging, towing that to the shop to see what they tell him. But I'm guessing time and chain. From the naked eye, I can't tell. From looking at it, I don't know how to actually tell if the time and chain was bad yet on a vehicle like that. But we're going to get something figured out. I'm going to let y'all know. I'm going to tune y'all in when we get back. Well, we here. We back at it. And about to hit you with a here goes nothing. Check you back in when the time comes. Trying to make this Jimmy John's fast. Try it again. Well, you stop trying it. Definitely don't know what's going on with it. Definitely going to have to do some research. Look like a sad story and leave away. Customers going to leave frowning. But if we're going to do some more research, in worst case scenario, we might be digging into this thing and seeing if we got to put a timing chain on it. Don't know, but he said he heard some rattling noise before it shut down. And it lost oil pressure and threw all kind of codes, so definitely about to be time to research. Tune y'all back in when we get figured out. Diesel Life checking back in with you. It's looking like sad story on the 2011 Equinox. Thinking he's gonna need a timing chain. Told him we could do some research, bring it up to the house, do it together if you wanted to. Shoot, I don't know how to do it, but hey, I'll dig into it. Figure out what's going on, but I would like to know for sure if that's his problem, because I don't like guessing. I don't like playing the guess game, basically. The guessing game make you lose a lot of money. If you ever played the guessing game, you know this. You lose a lot of money playing that game. I don't like like that game. I don't buy that game. When people want to pour that game out, I run away. But when we find out for sure what he got going on, we can go from there. But until then, we get back with y'all. We out. This is Dandada.